you want to pull up the message?
It's spanky time.
What? What does that mean?
Spanky time.
Okay. For sure. Okay. So, hi, welcome to Good Morgan Therapy. I'm Morgan. This is my husband, Dan, and we are excited to get into it because we are talking about going from...
Sex.
We should talk about sex, too. We should talk about sex and dating. No, you said no. Okay. But we are talking about...
Sex.
We're talking about when we were how going from being single or a series of dating very bad matches, me, or being, our dating life. Dan as a short Asian king and me as an insecure, people-pleasing white woman. Okay, so short Asian king. This man is not Asian, but you got a message on Instagram, and we also have I have a little bit of a rant at women after this, but Dan first,
Me
please.
too.
We hate women. That's what we're here to say.
Can I ask you, what is it with women and short men? Why is that a thing?
It is a thing because women's biggest fear, we've been marketed to our whole life, is to be too big, too masculine. Big equals masculine. And if a man is short, it's a trigger for us because we're like, I don't feel small. I don't feel thin. I don't feel light. If I'm bigger than you, I'm no longer sexy. I can't be sexy with you if you're a short man. That's the trigger, which I think is even more reason to be with a short man because I want to heal that. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to live my life being like, okay, I'm good enough because I'm smaller than my man. I want to be with somebody like you who gets so excited when I'm lifting heavy and stronger and bigger and is so attracted to me when I have a little more weight on me, even though it means I'm even heavier than you than I already was. That heals me way more than dating somebody who's massive and just reinforces my belief that I'm only sexy if somebody's huge and makes me feel small.
You do lift more than me.
Depends on the lift. Today you lifted way more than me. But I do lift you. Okay. Thank you for that question. Tell me what...
So I got a message from Instagram. It said, "Hey, Dan," from a fellow short guy, 5'4", which I would love to be 5'4".
Dan is 5'2".
What? Do you have any tips for dating? Has it been an issue for you in the past before you got married? And it has.
Yeah. How so?
Nobody swiped right.
Literally? Nobody?
Nobody.
Henry Bear. We have our little doggy on our lap if you're listening audio. Little Henry Bear. Henry. Yeah, so how did you handle that? Like, what, how? Because you dated me. You asked me out. It didn't stop you. And when we dated, the height thing was virtually a non-issue for you. Like, one of my main crushes growing up was Seth Green, which prepped me for liking short men. But when I dated short men on apps, like through apps, or just in general through meeting them, they couldn't, even if they weren't talking about being short, they were thinking about it. Like it was
a fixation.
It was a fixation. It was constant.
Yep.
And it was like I couldn't see them through their anxiety. I couldn't see them through. I was like, I don't care. That's not what love is about. So I don't know. You didn't have that though.
Nope. I forget.
You had other stuff. So you have no idea why?
I forget. I don't pay attention.
Oh, you forget that you're short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's because I'm so much shorter, right? So like for somebody that's like 5'4", 5'5", I'm like, oh. But for me, it's like, no, I'm definitely shorter than everybody else. I guess people are always comparing. So that might be why.
You know, I also think that something that's super unique about you is that physical appearance is low on your list of what you're attracted to, which means when you're interacting with people, you like without even realizing it, you assume it's low on their list too.
Maybe.
Because you're attracted to, like when you have crushes on people.
Intelligence.
You're attracted to their personality.
And a big brain.
I mean, it's not like you're blind, but you're like really into people who are warm and kind and have great values, and they do something nice, and you're like, wow, I love that. Like that's the more of the turn on for you. So I wonder if that is kind of your thing too. You weren't really thinking about shortness being the thing that's gonna make it impossible for somebody to like you.
Yeah, maybe.
I want to talk about that because we know people in real life, and I interact with a lot of people online who really think that physical attractiveness is first and most important. And then if you get past that barrier, if you are physically attractive enough to me, then I'll look at the rest of the characteristics. Like physical attractiveness has to open the door. That's like everybody's, that's not how either of us think of it.
Looks fade, baby.
Looks fade. Also, looks don't equal intimacy or connection. Worst sex of my life was with the most conventionally attractive man. So empty, so awful, no pleasure. He was so proud of himself. I was like, oh, that's a lesson. Yeah, so I don't, and the most attractive I've ever been to anybody is you.
Who is conventionally the least good looking man.
No, is it?
So.
That is exactly what it sounded.
How about that?
No, and I think it's because I feel so seen and safe and fully myself. Like I feel so loved for who I am and who I'm becoming. And like, even when we fought this weekend during would you call it a fight? When we had that weird thing and we were like trying to navigate it and it was awful, I was still like, I love being married to you. I felt so like I never doubt that you love me. And that's a bigger turn on to me by like a long shot. Mm-hmm. And my values when I was dating people wasn't how do you look? It was, are you into me? That was the thing I learned from the guy right before you. I was like, wait, I get butterflies with people who don't like me. That's what butterflies are for me. Butterflies are, can I win you over? It's anxiety. It's my body saying, danger, danger. We have to overcome this. And I would be like, let's face it head on and make this difficult, awful person be good to me. Instead of...
That's like the cool guy in school trying to win him over.
Yeah. Different versions of that. And when I realized, wait, his actions prove that he's not into me. Okay, the next person I'm with, their actions, not just their words, have to prove that they're really into me. And they have to be growth-minded. And that was you. That was your reason for being into me. That's what you said. You were like, I want to grow. I want to commit to somebody who wants to grow and change.
What a strange coincidence.
What? I have no idea what you mean. I don't know what you mean.
It just so happened. That was the last. You made your mind up right before.
Oh, yeah. The into me thing was right before. And for the real me, too. Like, I'm not going to perform because I want a partnership for real.
That was the worst part about dating.
Performing.
Yeah. You love to cut the shit.
Yeah. I love to cut the shit?
Yeah. You hated the whole pomp and circumstance.
I did not like the beginning period. I hate the beginning period of dating. It's the worst. Everyone's like, it's so great. Every joke is funny. And you're just so excited. And you're constantly thinking about them. And it's so great. And I'm like, no, it's awful. I hate it. It's anxiety producing. I totally lost myself in it. I would be like, and it was so, and the other person is not themselves. I just like want to fast forward through that and be our real selves together and see if we work or not. Which is why I probably fast forwarded through it with everyone. Too fast.
But I was the one that fast forwarded.
You did fast forward it. Dan moved in. How quickly did you move into
It
my
was
house?
like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Not even a month.
Not even a month he moved into my place.
Because I knew we would not work out if we weren't constantly with each other.
You're like, if I don't live with you, you won't take me.
Because you're a terrible texter and an even worse person on the phone to talk to.
Yeah. Well, in the way that you talk to people throughout the day on the phone. Not in like a once a week phone call with a best friend. But in a, yeah. Dan wants to randomly call and text. And I'm so lost in my head and I'm like thinking and I'm whatever project I'm like hyper focused and I would get so annoyed. And so he would call me. I'd be like, yes, hello.
What?
What do you need? Yeah.
What?
Okay. I love you. Bye. He's like, okay, we gotta, I'm moving in. What advice would you give to your single self?
Don't be afraid to take a chance on yourself and other people. People are always afraid of.
That's so sweet. That's so wholesome. Explain though. What does it mean?
Well, people are always. They're afraid.
Oh,
I was always afraid.
of what?
Shooting your shot.
You didn't want to shoot your shot with people because you get rejected?
Yeah, there was a feeling of rejection.
Mm-hmm.
Also, my weird. I think this is unique to me.
I'm excited about what you're about to say.
Wasn't very good about asking people out.
You mean you ask people out by saying let's hang out? Kind of vaguely.
Yes. Which is what I did with you.
Yeah, I was.
For 3 whole
You
years,
offered to teach
every
me stick shift.
other
Ooh la la.
month.
No, not every other month. About
Every
twice a
quarter.
year, yeah.
Every quarter.
Oh, yeah. And you would randomly text me,
I
and
wrote it on the
I
calendar.
was like, I don't understand. I don't understand what you want from me. I was like, what do you want? Why are you texting me? What do you want? But I also thought you were taken, so that's fair.
That's fair.
So you would give yourself the advice of taking a chance.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Morgan Burch motto of doing it sloppy,
Oh yeah, better to do it sloppy than
not doing it all.
yeah,
That cautious deliberation.
yeah, yeah. That's what makes us a good team though, because I don't deliberate and you you only deliberate.
Love the deliberation.
I'll make a decision and then fix it after, and you'll deliberate forever and never make a decision. And sometimes I make a decision and it's not fixable after.
Like dinner.
Like dinner? Which dinner?
Oh.
In general?
The steak.
Oh, yeah. Going for it. Then like burn the crap out of steak. I would give Oh, this is a fun game. Okay. Also, what advice would you give me, single me, in dating?
Oh.
That's fun.
I don't know. Well, okay.
He would really like us to go cuddle on the couch.
Well, I mean, so one of the biggest things we worked through in the beginning was your avoidant attachment style. So,
Yeah, it was like take me or leave me.
yeah, that was
And then I was out.
for a good while.
Yeah.
A year.
Yeah. At least a year and a half. This fine. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Yeah.
So,
Maybe back to the take a chance thing, it'd be like give somebody a chance to grow instead of running away.
yeah, but I think that was you gave a lot of people chances, which is very rare. Unless they were complete psychopath.
Unless I almost died.
which probably happened a couple of times.
No, just the one.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. I'm going to figure out a way to tell that story without opening the door to this dangerous
Part
person.
B.
Okay. What advice I would give to my single self? My turn.
No, it was to me. You asked me for my advice to you.
Yeah,
oh,
you just gave me your advice.
Okay, yeah.
Do you have more?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you give to yourself and then to me.
Now you ask. Wait, you ask me though, because it feels weird to ask myself.
What
Uh-huh.
advice would you give to your single self?
Oh.
Pre-me.
Oh, pre-me. Shocking question. I didn't expect it. Okay, wait. I would say be authentic, and if that leads to rejection, good.
I thought you were authentic.
With
no?
you.
Nobody else before me?
I was
very
not
lucky.
Literally authentic. I was more like strategically authentic.
Oh.
I was vulnerable when it was going to be like it would make them feel strong and connected to me. Like I was very, well, only if this is good for them. Only if they're going to think this is nice. Like I didn't have any needs. That's probably the better way to say it. Learn. That's what the advice I give to myself. Learn what you need, want, and like in a relationship, and then actually try to get it. By being authentic, by showing who you really are, and know that will get you rejection, and that's good.
When did you start the vision binder?
Shortly before you.
Oh, I thought that was always a thing.
I had a vision binder, but the romantic part changed.
I want to explain the vision binder.
I made a vision binder. I have it here. And then it's the sections of my life. Love life, health and fitness, wealth building, career, like my work, and then adventure.
I don't see home chores. That explains a lot. Nowhere in there does it say clean house.
It does not. It does not.
Very low on your list of priorities.
I'm learning, though.
No,
I'm getting better.
That's my realm, baby.
I'm getting better, though. I am getting better.
Yes.
And I walk the dogs. Okay, let's not go into this. Dan does more chores than me. Okay, that's what we need to say. And I'm very grateful because I do not think of it. I don't even see it. It makes me so mad.
It's okay.
But the big statement was, I am madly in love with a man who is madly in love with me. That was like my big mantra right before you that I added right before you, because I was like, wait, I keep dating people who are not that into me, who are way more into themselves and their own lives. And I just sacrifice my life to theirs. I don't want to do that anymore.
Where'd you get this idea?
I heard of vision boards and I thought this would be nice.
Oh. But it's impressive. Especially we have friends that don't know if they want to stay in a relationship.
Right. Yeah.
And
accidentally jerking each other around, allowing themselves to be jerked around.
Yeah. But I think something like that, basically having a North Star to follow.
And then following it really hard and realizing, like I had a vision binder before, and then I dated the guy before you who was a little more married than I realized. I made that joke in the last one too. I should probably cut it. Anyway. After that, I realized, oh, that's the lesson I have to take from this. And that's when I put it in. So, your vision binder is yours if you make one, and realizing what you need. But that one, I feel like everyone needs to learn and know at some point. Why be with somebody who's not crazy about you? Why torture yourself like that? It doesn't mean you're broken. It just means you're not their person. It also means they're not your person. That's the thing that I didn't get. I was like, well, it means that I'm not their person. That's okay. I'll change. I will become their person. And I didn't put together, wait, that means they're not my person. If they're not super into me, they're not my person. Anyway, so that's the advice I give to myself.
Good advice.
Mm-hmm.
What? I don't want to ask it. This is going to feel...
You know what I'm going to say. Do you know what I'm going to say?
What advice you give to me?
Yeah.
No.
Single you?
But I'm frightened. Go for it.
I'd say
Just
one
buckle up.
strap in. I would say, okay, wait.
My ego can't handle this.
No, I'd say the first one is,
Okay.
I'd say the first piece of advice I would give you is to use dating. Well, you can't really change your beliefs. If I could wave a magic wand and change a belief of yours, I think the thing that I've watched you change the most in a relationship is that before, I don't think you believed that anyone would ever love you, like really love who you are and accept who you are. And I can't really give you advice, advice to believe that, because it's a belief. Like you don't get to choose that. But I wish I could talk to him and be like, I promise you.
You'd have to get into a time machine.
Yeah, and go back and be like, I promise. I love you and I accept you.
That's some childhood drama right there.
Yeah.
That's part C.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense that you believed that, but because of your childhood, but makes me sad. And then I think that if that belief changed, the other advice would be moot. You know?
Yep.
Because I think you believed that the only reason somebody would be in your life is if they needed you.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody would want you.
Mm-hmm.
And to shift that to, and which is another thing I've witnessed, like your friendships have shifted. Our relationship has been really cool, but it's like been really, really cool to see you start to believe that you are lovable and awesome, and people want to hang out with you and be your friend because you are awesome. You're a great hang. Not just super helpful. Helpfulness is not your only attribute. That's what I would want to tell you.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome. Are you tingly?
Very early on when we were dating,
Yeah.
while Morgan was sleeping,
Wait, don't.
she always says funny things in her sleep. Lots of weird sleep talk. And one of them was, just cry. Just cry. Just cry.
Just cry.
Just cry.
And we both knew the dream was about you. This man cannot cry yet. One day. I thought you were going to say the other thing, that because I slept talked a lot, you thought I was awake. Can I leave it?
No, you cannot leave that in. If you're going to put the Russian thing in before that. It's awful.
Okay, I think it's funny, but okay. I think that's enough.
Really?
Yeah, unless you have something.
I see the little man.
Scaramouche, Scaramouche, to the Bandango.
Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening. Galileo, Galileo, Galileo.
Magnifico.
Oh.
Okay. Is there anything else we want to say? If you're out there, if somebody's out there and they are sick of being single and they want to have a life partner, what would you say to them?
Don't give up.
Yeah.
Believe. And the universe has its way.
That's a very spiritual statement. I love that. I love you.
Have you?
Okay. I hope you love your day. I hope you love you. Good morning.
Good Dan.
I was hoping you would do that. That was really good, baby. You hate the headphones? Was that you painfully taking your headphones off? I thought that was so
Is
good.
it good?
Yeah.